This is an SM Media production. Hi everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Golf Talk right here on SM Media. I'm Scott McPike and I'm delighted to be here as always, joined by a very special guest this week. I'm joined by one of the brightest golfers in Ayrshire and Scotland, the Hazel MacGarvie. It's a pleasure to welcome you, Hazel. Thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad at all. How you been keeping busy? You been playing much during this current situation we're all in?
I mean, lucky enough for me, to be honest. Well, I don't know if it's lucky or not, actually, but I've got my dissertation to write, so that's been keeping me very busy throughout all this, and obviously playing golf and stuff as well. So that's kind of been a blessing in disguise, I guess.
Have you been playing much competitively the past year before obviously COVID
I've
arrived?
not played. I've not played competitively since I played the British Amateur back in, I would have been August, and then before that, it was back in March time, end of February, I think. So it's been a long time.
Definitely. Obviously, we'll just talk a wee bit about your early years. You grew up in Troon, didn't you?
Yeah, grew up in Troon. Lived here since I was like 9 months old. So yeah, just kind of joined the Ladies Golf Club when I was, oh gosh, maybe 7 or 8, I think. And then obviously just joined Royal Troon, moved over to Royal Troon last year, which has been great. So
What course did you start out at?
I started out at on the Portland.
Right, okay.
So obviously when you're a member of the ladies, you kind of get courtesy of the Portland and not so much the Royal Troon, which is probably one of the main reasons why I moved across last year, just to give me the chance to play both courses and get better practice on a kind of tournament course, I guess.
Definitely. Obviously, when you're growing up, you were at school. What were your school days like? What were your favourite subjects?
Favourite subject was definitely PE. Absolutely loved PE. Played so many sports when I was younger, so I think that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. And I did want to be a PE teacher to begin with, so that's probably another reason why I enjoyed it. But I mean, I also, what else did I enjoy? I also enjoyed like geography and things like that as well. Not a maths person at all, to be honest. I enjoyed it slightly in class, but as soon as I got to an exam, did not enjoy myself.
Brilliant. Were your family keen golfers?
My dad's a keen golfer, yeah. My mum, she used to play golf, but hasn't played in a wee while, but she still like really enjoys it and watching it and things like that. But no, my dad's a really keen golfer and he's a member at Troon as well. So
Brilliant. When did you first pick up a golf club?
Probably when I was 3 or 4. I went to Tiny Tigers lessons they had along at Gales with Ross Aitken, and that was when I was 3 or 4. So I was doing that for ages, and actually he's still my coach just now, so he's been stuck with me for a lot of years.
He'll be loving that he's got a mention in this show, won't he?
I know.
Brilliant. Obviously, you mentioned about Ross being your coach and things like that. Just your junior days, what were your highlights kind of coming through? Obviously, you were young. What was your favourite memories when you were starting out?
Probably the kind of HSBC wonders that went on. You know, they had well, probably them along with the European Championships. So the wee wonders kind of had qualifying, and they had a qualifying at Troon around the wee 9-hole course. And basically, I think you had something like 36 shots just to play as many holes as you could. Right. And then wherever the 36 shot took you to, you stuck a flag in where your ball finished. And then that led to, if you managed to qualify, then you qualified for St Andrews and you played round the Balgove, and it was the same thing. And then through that, I won Balgove 1 year and then got to go to America in 2009 and 10. So probably that was a really good highlight, because that's something. It's just that when you're that age, you just think it's a massive thing. It's just like amazing. You get to go to America, and they used to have like parades and things and like that. So it was a really good experience.
Brilliant. See, when you were over in America, whereabouts were you?
So I was in North Carolina, round about Pinehurst,
Right, okay.
round about that area. So I think the courses we played, I played Talmore. That was definitely one of the courses that I played 1 year. Can't remember the name of the other one. But when we were out there, Dad and I played Pinehurst number 2 as well, because obviously that's like a famous course and things. So that was a really good experience as well. And just kind of like just being out there with tons of kids like you're the same age as you, it's just so much fun.
Yeah. Who were the good golfers you played alongside then? Like it was coming through the Poland at the same time as
Oh gosh, so many. So I went out with Connie 1 year. I think her and I were the ones that went from Scotland.
you? Right.
There's, oh my goodness, there's honestly so many to name. Like Emily Price, Martha Lewis, Shannon McWilliam was there as well 1 year. I can't even remember half the names. That's terrible. But basically, a lot of people you see in the amateur ranks right now, you name it, they were probably there because
Yeah.
it was the kind of done thing back then.
Well, touching 2013, that was the year you probably arrived in the stage. The under-16 championship, how was that for you?
At Strathmore, yeah, no, it was really good. So I used to absolutely love that tournament because Strathmore was just such a good course, and they were all so welcoming for all of us there. And it was just really enjoyable. And obviously at the under 16s, you used to have like a wee Scotland team that you go as well. So I was picked for that a few years. And yeah, it was just really good. It's a good, like looking back now, it's just a great building block to then playing for Scotland and playing tournaments like under 18 level, under 21, and then obviously like the higher amateur ranks.
Yeah, definitely. Did you always, obviously, when you were getting to the stage when you wanted to kind of leave school, was it always a plan to do golf, or was there any other jobs you wanted to do?
I think, well, obviously with golf you can go like get a scholarship in America and things like that. Which I decided not to do. I'm quite a home bird. I quite like being at home. So I was looking. I didn't just apply to go to Stirling. I applied at different unis as well. But obviously, Stirling just seemed to be the best of both worlds because you got to do your studies as well as play your golf, and they also take you to Dubai and America and things like that. So it just seemed to me I can still get a little bit of what you would get in America
Yeah,
while still being at home, like being able to drive home in an hour. So yeah, that's probably why.
yeah, brilliant. Best Ross Aitken story, what you got?
Oh, best Ross Aitken story. Oh my word. Do you know, there's one. So basically, I don't know if he still has it, but he had it for so long. He's got a video of me when I was maybe about 6 or something, and I turned up to a lesson in a big pink fluffy jacket,
Right.
something that I genuinely could not swing in. And he's got videos of me from when I was that age swinging a club in this pink jacket that I honestly can't move in. So that's probably one of the good ones just to look back on.
Brilliant. Did you find it hard juggling school and golf at the same time?
Um, at school, not so much, I guess, because obviously there's not so much work to do to begin with, anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I got to fifth and sixth year and stuff, I had a wrist injury, I think 2017. So I actually didn't play as much golf as I'd originally planned to. And that was the year I had my hires, so it kind of worked out okay because I got to spend more time studying. Obviously, I'd love to have been playing more golf, but I got to study because of it, so that wasn't too bad. Uni is definitely a lot harder to juggle because you've got, people at uni wanting to represent uni to play in these events, but
Yeah.
you want to do well in your exams and all your assignments and things. So it's definitely been a wee bit harder, but the uni are good with giving you like extensions and being able to do like seminar work online and submit it to them rather than being there in person. So they have been very helpful with that.
Brilliant. Training camps as well. What were the hardest training camps you were on, obviously, when you're going through?
I definitely say the ones at uni are very tough. Well, not tough, don't get me wrong, they're great fun, but you're up at 5:30 and you're in the gym for 6 and you
Right.
don't stop until you come back at 6 o'clock. So it's like a 12-hour day, and it's so much fun, but it's just really long days, I guess, a lot longer than what you're used to. So I'd probably say that's probably the hardest we've been, definitely.
Brilliant. Obviously, you started playing for Scotland as well. How big an honour was that representing your country and kind of team events?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, that's the kind of thing that's the next step, I guess, really, where you're playing for yourself, but the next step is to get picked for a team and to get picked for your country. So it's absolutely great. And I think because golf is such an individual sport, I actually really enjoy having the team aspect, because you don't get that often in golf. And having to play with a team or play for a team to try and do well for your team, I absolutely love that feeling. It's great.
Brilliant. Obviously, the 2016 as well, you leave school, but that was one of the best years of your life, I would say. You won the Girls Amateur Championship. Is it Barberton? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Barberton in Edinburgh.
How big an honour was that, and how hard was that to win?
I mean, it was great, because that was the kind of thing, as you said. I mean, I won the Ladies Club Championship at Troon in 2013, but between the 2 points, I hadn't really done much in terms of winning things. So no, that was really, really good. I remember I think I'd been leading it well, actually, no, I just remember that actually. So the first day, I think I'd been leading it, and then the second day got cancelled.
Right.
Because the weather was really bad. So I think what happened was the last round was actually the only round that counted for the tournament, because not everyone got finished on the first day. So basically the tournament was a one day tournament, I think. And I remember I was leading coming down the 18th by a couple of shots, and I made an absolute mess of it. It's like a really slopey green,
Right.
and I remember I had like a 58 wedge in. I had barely any distance at all, and I hit it up, and it just came back down the slope, and I putted up, and it came back down the slope, and it just kept going on like this. So I walked off with a double and ended up being in a playoff, and I thought, you've just absolutely thrown that away. That should never have happened. So I was in the playoff, I stood on the first tee, and the first is reachable. So I think I hit a hybrid off the first tee. I hit it to about 15 foot and hold the putt for eagle. So that was
Nice.
so that was that. I mean, I should have been in that position in the first place. However, I did manage to win it in the end, which was good.
Brilliant. Obviously, the year after, you get a couple of scholarship opportunities, but you said as well, did you always feel as if you wanted to just stay at home and stay at uni?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't really look into America much at all, to be honest. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of scouts that come to tournaments and things, and I had spoken to a couple afterwards. So I did have an idea what it would have been like and things, but I don't think I would have lasted if I'd been to America. I think I like the fact that when I'm at Stirling, I can just drive home in an hour if I want to. So definitely, I think Stirling, or at least just staying in Scotland, was definitely what I wanted to do all along.
Definitely. You do go to America and play in the South American Amateur in Argentina. What was that like?
It was really good, yeah. I did find it quite difficult, because it was probably the warmest weather I've ever played in. It was kind of mid-30s, so it was really, really hot, and it was like a dry heat.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a new experience for me, and how to deal with that. So I did really enjoy it. It was great, and I think having that experience will then prepare me for going back there again, or playing golf in the middle of summer in Dubai or something like that.
Yeah.
So no, it was really, really good. And the fact that we went there without any coaches as well, it was just the four of us that went out. So that was different for me as well, having to kind of make sure that I would discipline myself to practice like after the round and things like that. So no, it was really good fun, yeah.
Brilliant. The year obviously as well, is it the Yale Intercollegiate? Is that how you pronounce it? Chloe Godby won that, but you were second. How did you go on quite well with Chloe?
Yeah, me and Chloe are really good pals. Obviously went through uni with her. She did 5 years at uni. So I think I had 3 years. Yeah, I had 3 years with her at uni. But we'd known each other before that, and I actually knew her when she lived in Australia. So I've known her for years. We're really, really good friends. And obviously she plays for Scotland as well.
Yeah.
So we get each other quite a lot, which is nice. But yeah, no, the Yale thing's really good as well, because obviously that's us playing in a college tournament in America and getting that different experience as well, which is great. And obviously the team managed to win it that year, which I think is the first time. Well, I don't actually think any other team from out with the college in America have played in a college tournament, but obviously we managed to make history and win it from a Scottish team coming over, so that was good.
Brilliant. 2018, would you say that was a breakout year? You won 3 tournaments. What was a highlight?
Yeah, I mean, 2018 was really good. There was won 3 kind of Bucks events at uni, I think, which was great. But I mean, for me, those tournaments are great, but personally, I'm looking to go higher and better than that. So I'd definitely say that obviously they're great and they're good for building confidence for, you know, playing and closing out tournaments and learning how to win, I guess, which is really good for that. But I definitely say following on from that in 2019, having like good top 10 finishes at the Portuguese and the Irish and things like that, and then go on to win St. Rule, I'd probably say that was actually better, to be honest.
Brilliant. You played in the Amateur British Open as well. Where was that at and how good was that experience?
Yeah, so that last year that was down south, and I can't even remember the golf course name. That's terrible. Yeah, no, they're really good. I love playing them. I think when I first started playing in them, I struggled a wee bit because it's a lot of golf. You know, it's like few rounds qualifying and then into match play, and it's 2 rounds match play each day should you win your matches. So you end up playing it's like so many rounds of golf in about 5 days. But now that I've kind of got used to it, it's a lot better. And I mean, the thing with that is it's always amazing. I find it doesn't matter as long as you qualify in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you qualify because anybody that qualifies could just go on to win. So
Yeah.
I think that is just you just want to make sure you qualify and then take it from there, because I mean anything can happen in match play. So it's just seeing how far you get, I guess.
Definitely. 2019, the highlight will be the St. Rule Trophy win at the old course at St Andrews. Is that one of your favourite memories?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that tournament. Not just because I won it, but I do love it. The courses we play the new course, 36 holes on the Saturday, and then the old course on the Sunday. So it's just great. I love it. And obviously, I think I finished second or third the year before. So obviously, I've played well in the competition a few years, and I just thought, you know, just go out and see what you can do. And had a good first round. I think I shot about 8 under in the first round. And obviously, when you're on the old course, it's just a privilege to play it on a Sunday as well to begin with. So I just try to go out and have fun and just see what happens. And yeah, fortunately for me, it went my way that day, which was good.
Brilliant. Obviously, as well, like just which have you had any kind of big moments where like famous golfers, like have you any kind of moments where you've been starstruck?
Oh gosh, that's a difficult one. I have played golf with Thomas Peters.
Have you?
So Thomas came over before the Open was at Troon in 2016.
Yeah.
He came over a few months before. I think it was in May. He came over to play a practice round. And one of the guys that I'm pally with at the club, he texted me and said, Thomas Peters coming over, do you want to play with them? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I've actually got my maths exam the same day. And I thought, I was like, but I want to play with Thomas Peters. So definitely, I would definitely say that. You know, I think when you just meet a famous person, you're a bit like, oh my goodness, okay, you're famous.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello, don't know what to say to you, but honestly, he was so friendly and he was so lovely. It just made you so comfortable. It was nice.
Brilliant. 2020 obviously was an up and down year, but how much were you enjoying golf up until the start of the year?
No, I was enjoying golf a lot. I was absolutely loving it. I actually went through a stage, I think maybe first or second year at uni, that I wasn't really enjoying golf, to be honest. I think I don't really know why, but I just got to the stage that I thought, you know, I don't actually know if I want to do this. Like, do I give it up? Do I not? Thankfully, I didn't, because I absolutely got back to absolutely loving it again. And obviously, unfortunately, COVID's come around and I've only played a handful of tournaments in the past year. But it's been good to be able to get to practice, and to kind of make more changes than what you'd usually be able to do when you've got back-to-back tournaments coming up. But yeah, hopefully we'll get back to playing some sort of competitive golf soon.
Yeah, definitely. You finished fourth this year at the West of Scotland Trophy at Western. See, when you're playing the likes of like Western, Royal Troon and like Ayrshire courses, do you feel under more pressure because it's local?
I'd probably say I feel under more pressure playing my own course, not so much local courses, but definitely my own course. So obviously the Helen Holmes at Troon,
Yeah,
in April, and obviously it's a big tournament and one which I'd love to win. But I do definitely feel a lot more pressure. I think I've actually changed the way I go about it now, because obviously my dad caddies for me, and obviously we both know the course like the back of our hand, and I wouldn't need to use a stroke saver or anything. And to begin with, I was just playing it like I was playing a bounce game, and I think I was actually far too laid back when I was doing it. And I thought, oh, this is easy. It's my own course. I know what's going on. But now I've actually decided I take a stroke saver out with me. I plan it like I've never played the course before, and I do it that way. And I found that so much better. I've actually found that's calmed my nerves
yeah,
about it being my home course a lot more, because I'm better prepared for it. I know that sounds stupid. I should be prepared because it's my home course.
mhm.
But definitely having that stroke saver there and pretending like I've never played it before helps me a lot, and it's shown that I have actually done a lot better in the tournament since I've done that, which is good.
Brilliant. Obviously, COVID kind of sets in. Did you find it hard to keep motivated and practicing while you were kind of 3 months where you didn't know what was happening?
Yeah, I mean, to begin with, I did, because I thought I'm just practicing for nothing. Like, I've not got anything coming up. I've not got a tournament that I want to practice for to do well in. I'm just kind of a way to hit balls for the sake of hitting balls. Um, but I guess now I've got a lot better. Now I'm like, you know, there's hopefully a tournament coming up soon. I want to get better, so let's just go and practice to get better rather than just going to practice to tick a box and say that I've practiced for the day.
Yeah,
And I also found going out to play bounce games quite tricky, because I was kind of just going out and just mucking around, which is fine sometimes, obviously, just have a laugh and things. But I was doing that all the time and realised that I was actually not playing well because of it. So I was like, you just need to go out for these rounds and pretend that you're actually playing a tournament, or start playing for £5 or something, just to give
yeah.
me like something to work towards.
Hmm. Definitely. See, like when you obviously, what your kind of hobbies outside of golf? Like, do you enjoy kind of doing other things outside of that?
Yeah. I've got a dog now. I got a dog this year,
Did
so
you?
I like going to walk my dog, and just see my pals and things, I guess. And um, obviously, I liked going up to uni and seeing all my pals at uni and doing different things up there. Obviously, not doing that this year. But yeah, no, I like doing things like that. And obviously, I used to swim when I was younger, so
Right.
when I can, I like to go and do a bit of swimming. Um, just things like that, I guess. Yeah.
Brilliant. The amateur championship in August is something I want to kind of touch on. Like, how different was it? Like, obviously conditions were a lot different, but how was it hard to kind of keep focus with all the different things going on in the background?
Um, I mean, I found it okay, to be fair, because obviously I think everyone was just up for it, since it was the kind of
Yeah,
only thing happening. So I think people were really looking forward to it and just wanted to make the most of it, because it could have been, well, I think we were hoping it was the start of them all coming back, but obviously not.
yeah,
Um, it was a bit strange though, because obviously the amateur championship, you usually have all your caddies and people can come and watch and things, but my dad wasn't allowed to come in.
okay,
He couldn't get through the gates. Obviously, you got temperature checked when you went in, and you had to wear a ribbon so that people knew that you'd been checked. And if you went out, you'd have to do the same thing to come back in again. Um, so obviously, in terms of that, it's a lot different. Um, but no, I think it was just weird because the course was along by the beach. So I think it was just weird seeing like my dad and things standing on the dunes with binoculars trying to watch me rather than him actually being like on the bag. But no, as I said, I think because it was the kind of only tournament people had had in a while, people were up for it. So in terms of the competition vibe, I think that was still as it would be in a normal tournament year.
Brilliant. Obviously, moving on. Like, what are your plans now? Do you think you could go pro?
I think I could definitely, yeah. I mean, my kind of plans for the next few months is definitely just to get my dissertation out of the way, graduate uni, hopefully with a 2-1 or a first. And then I've not really decided what I want to do, to be perfectly honest. Just now, I think what I might do is just play a bit of golf, maybe get a part-time job, and then see what's happening come the start of next year with all things going on.
Yeah.
Maybe go to tour school and see what happens. But I'm not really the type of person who is going to hang around to see if I can make it or not make it. I'll maybe play golf for a couple of years, and if I'm not making it, do you know what? Fine, I've tried it. I'll just come back and get a job, because I don't really want to waste time. I feel like if you've not made it within the first couple of years of trying to get your card or playing like access to it or whatever, then
Yeah.
I think you just need to be honest with yourself and say, listen, let's just go get a job.
Brilliant. I wish you the best of luck with that. Are you all right closing with some quick fire questions?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Who would you say was the best player you played with in your whole career so far?
Probably Thomas Peters, definitely. I think playing with him was just amazing. On like the 16th at Royal Troon, he played off the back, so obviously, and I think the burn is something like, it's like 300 carry, 290, something like that. And he stood there and he's like, check, I can carry it with a driver. And I was like, well, you may as well try, because it's a practice round. And honestly, I think he carried it by about 20 yards. I was just sitting there in awe, going, oh my goodness. I was like, I wish I could do that. So, no, definitely him, I'd say, yeah.
Who would you say was your best friend in golf?
My best friend in golf? Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I'd probably just say all the girls in the Scotland team. Definitely Chloe. Chloe's definitely one of them. You know, Shannon, like everyone like that. My friend Mirren from uni as well. She's plays a bit of golf and is on scholarship. So we've obviously, well, she's my flatmate at uni as well. So definitely her. There's quite a few.
Brilliant. Dream 4-ball?
Oh, my dream 4-ball. Henrik Stenson's got to be one, definitely. Right. I'd love to play with him round Troon after what he did. Absolutely. Henrik Stenson, who else? Probably Henrik Stenson, Ian Poulter, and Rory McIlroy. I feel like they all got on really well and would all be a really good laugh. So I feel like that would be a good thing. And I definitely play them round Troon so I can see if Stenson can do what he did again.
Brilliant. Favourite course you played at?
Favourite course? I'd probably say Royal St George's. Played Royal St George's last year in the Vagliano for Great Britain and Ireland, and I think I just absolutely loved the whole experience, and the course setup and everything is just amazing. It was in great condition, so I think that's probably my favourite course.
Very good. Interesting fact about yourself that the viewers won't know?
Interesting fact. Probably that I swam for South Ayrshire and the west of Scotland when I was younger, probably from the ages of 8 to 12, maybe.
Brilliant. Favourite film and TV show?
Favourite film? That's a hard one. I have so many from different genres. I'd probably say my favourite film is Skyfall. I do love a bit of James Bond.
Nice.
So I'd probably say Skyfall. My favourite TV programme, I do love a bit of Gogglebox. Love a bit of Gogglebox on a Friday night, so I do, and I'm watching it from series 1 on Netflix as well. So
very good. Final question: go-to club.
Go-to club. 6-iron, I think. I do like my 6-iron. I'd probably say my go-to club for my wedges is my 50. My irons is my 6-iron, and then it's got to be my driver. But I think throughout the whole bag, it would probably be my 6-iron. Just kind of like a middle of the road club that I like hitting, I guess.
Brilliant. Hazel, it's been an absolute pleasure to be on the show. Thanks very much for joining me. Wish you all the best for the future.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much. Cheers.